Hello, the game has started and my opponent has opened with clue. I have a pretty good opening rack here. I have the blank and I believe I have andiron as a bingo, making the blank an I, which plays above and below clue, and also at the back of clue placing a D. Now, is there a better play through the C? Dracone, no. Not, I have the non prefix. And I also have the E to consider. So, dragon. Is that good? Yes, it is. It's a pity the G fell on the double letter square. Perhaps I should have looked at a bingo beginning EN. Although that's finished now. So, what have we got here? Not a bad pickup. Diluting through an I. No I currently available. What are the other options? I have the unprefix. But I'm not seeing anything through the O. And opponent uses that anyway. I can extend it with ing. But is there anything through the A? Told is not a verb. I have the anti-prefix, but no, just not seeing anything. So what about enjoying for 38? Rack leave pretty poor, but the score makes up for it. I'm going with this. And that's a great pickup. I've drawn the second blank. And I'm looking at the D for a bingo ending in ED, or perhaps beginning with the D. Opponent plays off a couple of vowels. Trundled. Again, the N falling on the double letter, which, let me just see if there's something else. Hurtled. No, that doesn't work. There's two D's involved. Okay, not seeing it. Trundled for 77. Not a great pickup, but I've had a couple of decent racks, so I can't complain too much. Is it bad enough to change? Whiz scores fairly well. The rack leave awful, but 41 has to be better than changing, no matter how bad the rack leave is. What about through the G? Now from a B I'd have Bwazi, B-W-A-Z-I, I think is good. Y is good, W-A-I. Yeah, there's just not a plethora of plays here. Now, volage. Opponent provides a V floater, and I've actually got Ali here, creating a Riz hotspot, R-I-Z, for next turn. And if that's taken, I've got Wiz for 38. I think I might go with this. Okay, I now have Zowie, a bit volatile, but 56, not a bad score with a good rack leave. I don't think there's a bingo here. I have the IZE ending, but that doesn't really help. Ways, I think, might be good. Yeah, I think it's... But Zowie, pretty decent. Riz or Rez, or Trez. What about Trez for 66? Wow. Ouch, opponent takes that spot. And I could just play View 30, and then this is a pretty good rack leave for the Z. I'm likely to be able to play something across there. Or do I play the Z off now for 56? Opponent's likely to cancel out my score with a Z play of his own. But if he does, at least then I've got the V at the top. Wow. Not an easy choice to make, but 30, 56. I think I'll go with the 56 point play. And I have Vibe at the top right. And I don't believe I have a Z play, which is quite strange because I kept ET and I thought I'm bound to draw some good tiles for the Z, but it appears I can't reach the triple word square. Opponent likely to use it anyway, but let's see what happens. The B and P not great together. Yeah, I need to unmatch them, play one off, and Vibe achieves that. Is there definitely no Z play? Zobu stops one square short. That would be madness. Bop scores quite well, 32. Wow, tone arm. Opponent scores with a bingo there. I think vibe is the play up here. 32. I draw the Q and still no way of utilizing the Z. So that remains an opponent likely to have an S, as there are 4 S's to come. So this is a potential bingo-y score just by pluralizing tone arm and getting a decent scoring tile here placed at I13. Now, yeah, opponent does score off the Z, 42. And he's catching up now. So, what to do with the Q? I could just play prom, and this mitigates the extent to which opponent can utilize the hook, the S hook, for tone arms. Yeah, I'm going with this prom for 16. Kirsch is good. QURSH. But all in all, a pretty inflexible rack, this one. Kirsch plays through the R. Ali takes an S. Now Suk is good, SUQ. So that's a potential 44-point play. Might give back score to opponent, but I'm willing to take that risk. Kruth. It's a strange word. 26, decent rack leave. Or do I just play the Suk for 44? I think take the points and run. Opponent taking some time with this move. And goes with mop. Oh no, that was me. Mop, so it's still... No, was that... Oh, that's opponent. Oh, I thought I had played... Oh, I played prom. Yep, I must be tired. Suk for 44. And I've still got the Kruth play. I don't have a way of playing from the Q. 26. And some good scoring tiles, but not enough vowels to have flexibility here. Yeah, I think F. What about what about through? 42. Opponent likely to score quite well alongside through. But for 42, that's hard to turn down. Yeah. Oh, opponent plays putt, which takes another tee. Ah, interesting. Could play wet. 36. Or should I just go for volatility? Well, I quite like through because my K plays nicely after NE. If opponent plays down here, then if I draw an E, then there are 3 E's to come. Wow. Yeah, I'm going with this. Yep, I draw an E, which is a welcome sight. So key for 57. No point playing the S as well. Maybe it's worth playing because there are 2 to come and it helps with the vowel consonant balance. Now what about an STY ending word? Oh, nice bingo. Opponent plays Veritas. So maybe it would have been better to, although there were a couple of bingo lanes anyway, and putts if I spat, I don't know. So let's go with key, pretty decent rack leave. 1 S to come, and vowels and consonants a bit more balanced now, although there still are very few vowels to come. But good synergy here, so I'm going to keep the S. I draw the X, which is handy most of the time. I just realized I did have QIS, but opponent would have had an FE something play, FEG or something, so I think it did need to be taken out. Does opponent have a QIS play now? If not, I'll be taking that spot for 36 points. Oh, he does snap it up. Okay, how best to dispatch of the X? Hox looks alright for 33. And I don't think there's going to be much better than that on offer. Does opponent have a bingo? Nope. I'm going with this. And a pretty decent rack to go out with. Sighted. And Deist. Tides. Oh, opponent resigned. So let's see what we missed. Go back to the beginning. And opponent was to go first. He opened with clue. I had dragon, but ordnance for the that got the N doubled. Ordnance. And Normandy. That scored the same as dragon. Uncanda was another bingo playable. And Cornland. So dragon comes down. Opponent had enjoyer for 50. He goes with enjoy. And then, there was a bingo, adulting. So that was a miss. I went with enjoying, and then caviole. That's not one you see every day. Is that a 5-vowel 8? Yes, it is. Not one I've seen before. Caviole. Very nice. Opponent goes with ain. And trundled for 77. Radulate through the A of dragon. And tradeful as well. Dentural. There were a few. But trundled scored best. Almost foveole. He's got the I there, so that didn't work. Anvil through 2 disconnected floaters. Opponent goes with volage. Now, Iwi suggested at J5. That's a good score. Wow. That would have been worth doing for sure. Keeping the Z with some vowels. And the Z always benefits from vowels. So I went with Ali, but that was my thinking to set myself up for the Z, which didn't materialize, unfortunately. Opponent plays riff, and then Zowie for 56, simming best. Opponent has tone arm for 63. That comes down. Zibet. Wow. That was a bad miss. That's a word I've played countless times, but I just didn't see it this time. And I played vibe. Opponent has a bingo. Tricky to spot. Plano Sol. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Plano Sol. I'll be looking that one up after the game. And then quota. Actually, I think you can look at the meaning of the word. Is there a way to look? Someone was saying you can actually look up the meaning. But I'm not sure how to. Here. A type of soil. Okay, planosol is a type of soil. Now, quota for 25, I went with prom. And my reasoning was to soften the danger element or mitigate it by frustrating the S hook. So what opponent, and as it happens, opponent did have an S, So you could have played something like Moups, Moups, for about at least 50, I would have thought. And opponent then goes with Mop. Now Souk for 44, that looks best. Opponent's got Vatties on his rack, but no place to play that one. And he goes with Putt, setting himself up for the next turn. Now, oh, look at that, Keth. That's not a 5 that I think I've ever seen. Keth, I've seen Cat, but not with the H. Through was the second best on offer, and I went with that. Also thinking of setting myself up for the K. And then opponent had Veritas and Tavers Raviest as well. Gets his bingo down there for 98, getting the V doubled. Now Key for 57, simming best. And Bieface 26. Going into the end game here, and I think the game was won unless opponent was able to bingo on this turn or next. But actually, yeah, I guess if he could have bingoed on the final rack, he could still have won, possibly, because I had the X and I was just about to plonk it down for over 30. Hawks for 33. And then, well, yeah, a bingo. Just having a look, a bingo could still have won it. 33 puts me on 474. And then if opponent gets had a bingo, then like defaced or something, well, it would have, it was never going to happen. There were too many clunky consonants at the end anyway. But yeah, so opponent resigned there, and that was the end of the game. So hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.